Esteemed viewer, you're right onto the power circuit. It is proudly brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, to give you updates and scorecards in the Nigerian power sector. I trust you're keeping with safety rules when using electricity to maximize its benefits. I am Amara Agugesi. To begin, let's walk through the headlines. Power Minister charges ICRC to prioritize financial and technical capabilities of investors. Communication officials receive training on technical aspects of power sector operations. TCN trains 30 engineers on power transformer testing equipment in Abuja. In the interview segment, we will be featuring the market operator, Mr. Ali Bukar Ahmed, as he speaks on the administration of the Nigerian electricity market in line with a legal instrument called the Market Rule and a backing of the Electricity Act 2023. Let's have the reports as they unfold. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, has charged the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, to show more interest in intending investors' financial and technical capabilities before government assets were entrusted to them. The minister stated this when the ICRC management visited him at the ministry's headquarters in Abuja.
At the meeting, the minister also decried the consistent vandalism of power infrastructure by bandits and terrorists across the country. He noted that some of those acts were deliberate sabotage against the government. Adelabu said Nigerians must start doing things right and stop blaming the president for everything, adding that agreements and concessions must be strictly followed. He further called for the cooperation and collaboration of the ICRC to get the power sector to the right place. The minister also commended power sector stakeholders for their resilience, dedication and passion, which has translated into some key achievements in his last year in office. Adelabu reiterated determination to actualize President Bola Tinubu's mandate to make power available to Nigerians. The Director General of the ICRC, Dr. Jobson Ewalefo, assured the minister that the agency was ready to partner with the ministry to ensure that the vision and mandate of President Tinubu to make power available to Nigerians is achieved. He said his team understood that there was a need for huge investment in the power sector and that the potential there is also high. The ICRC boss added that they are ready to partner and work with the minister to deliver on Mr. President's mandate.
Key communication officials under the Federal Ministry of Power have undergone a training session on technical for non-technical knowledge impartation to bring them up to speed with technologies and operational aspects in the sector. The latest training session was hosted by the FGN Power Company in Abuja. Here's the reports.
The latest two-day training for power sector communication officials was held shortly after the inauguration of the Power Sector Communication Team by the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu. The National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAPTIN, provided the faculty for the knowledge imparting session.
I want to acknowledge the presence of the Power Sector Communications Team and your role, which is actually very crucial to the sector. Communication absolutely is, the lifeblood of what we do. Yes, electrons may move, the reform may be gaining momentum, and all of the things that government wishes to do and to deliver for the sector, if we do not inform the public correctly, adequately, and sustainably, then a lot will be lost in the entire process. So your role is absolutely critical in that regard.
He also highlighted the expectations of the participants from the training session.
I want to just encourage everyone that leave no stones unturned in terms of understanding the sector. Context is always critical for you to be able to appreciate what is going on, not only for FGM Power Company, NAPTIN, or any of the several other agencies in the sector. What are we doing? How does it all converge? What is the coherence that we require to be able to deliver that?
In his remarks, the Director General of NAPTIN, Ahmed Nagodi, noted the importance of the training session for the communication experts in the power sector.
The power sector communication team is a very, very bold and good initiative. Bringing all those who I would refer to as the mouthpiece of the sector together to have a coordinated said, towards news dissemination. It's very, very important, and as the FGN MD said earlier, it's important for us to talk about what we do in the sector. It's very, very important because this is a very, very critical sector in the country, and the Honorable Minister of Power, while inaugurating this power sector communication team, emphasized the need for us to echo our success, to talk about what we've been able to do.
I look forward to what the outcomes will be, and I'm very, very pleased and happy to declare the training sessions open now.
Yusuf Khalil, a training facilitator from NAPTIN, stated the scope of the training regarding the power sector value chain.
First and foremost, you need to understand that the people who are intended for this training are people that are not technically inclined. However, being journalists or people who are communicators, they need to understand the industry before they can be able to report adequately about the industry. So what is intended to discuss with them is to briefly understand the basic concept relating to the power value chain, some basic terminologies that they need to understand before they can be able to report effectively. For example, you'll be hearing about current, about voltage, about power, about energy. What makes up the difference between these terms and what does each one denote? You should be able to understand that. And then some basic components that they need to understand in the value chain. Generation, what is it? What does it do? Transmission, what is it into? Distribution, what is it into? The consumption, what type of loads are connected into the system? And what is the behavior of the system if these loads are connected?
Some of the participants recounted their experiences at the training session. One of them was Mr. Eric Ene, an Assistant General Manager, Public Affairs, Transmission Service Provider, TCN.
We are here for the training of the communication team on the power sector, and I think the timing of this training is quite apt because it will expose those of us who are not technically inclined but are working in a technical industry like a transmission company of Nigeria. So the training is all about technical for non-technical, and it exposes us to a lot of rudiments in the system so that when we are reporting or when we are speaking for our organization, we'll be able to explain it better, have the insight and understanding of the system. So I believe the training is quite up, and at the end of the day, all of us will benefit from it and then be able to apply it at our different companies as we move the power sector forward.
Also talking about the impact of the training was Mr. Billy Akau, an Assistant General Manager, Public Affairs, Independent System Operations, TCN.
The training has indeed come at the right time. It's a training for non-technical personnel to know how to work alongside technical people. I believe the training will give us a wide range of techniques and strategies to know how to work side by side with our technical counterparts and know how to assess the jobs you do and to produce better results. The training it came in handy for us, and it's something that can be continued for future generations. It's quite an eye-opener, and it's a good one by the government.
In her remarks, Madeleine Abang, the communication team lead of FGM Power Company in the training program, noted the impact of the training, which she described as apt.
We are hoping that after this training, we'll become better communicators, and we will, of course, continue to push on the mandate of the presidency and the Minister of Power to ensure that the sector wins a major achievement.
The Power Circuit will be right here with you after this break. Stop power infrastructure vandalism now. Every act of vandalism weakens our power infrastructure and disrupts social and economic activities. Join TCN in safeguarding Nigeria's power future. Report suspicious activities around TCN towers to the nearest police station or TCN office on 070-168-39880. Still about training, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has trained at least 30 power system engineers on the optimization of power transformer testing and faulty detecting equipment. The early part of the training took place at the TCN corporate headquarters in Abuja. Come with us.
The critical training of the field staff of TCN was to optimize the use of newly acquired power transformer testing and fault detecting equipment. An expatriate trainer delivered a presentation on how to operate the test equipment optimally and gain the best results.
Do you know that transformers used in the substations are having on-load tap changer, right? And depending on the distance of transmission, the voltage will be low or sometimes will be higher, but most of the cases it will be lower, and then the on-load tap changer will be operational. And the operation of the on-load tap changer is more in the transformers used in the substations.
After the theory aspect of the training on the fault detecting device for power current transformers, the TCN team moved to the 132 33 kV Apo transmission substation, Abuja, where the practical demonstration of the knowledge sharing session took place.
R corrected is the value you have to take for the final results. R diff means the deviation in the resistance, and this deviation is occurring due to the fluctuation of the current.
Why is it R?
It's the resistance.
Why is it called? Oh, okay. So
fluctuating is because of the winding. Winding is an inductor. So when you inject a current to the inductor, we cannot inject directly 5 ampere or 10 ampere. Because of the inductance, there will be current fluctuations.
At least 30 engineers from the various substations of TCN nationwide converged in Abuja for the training session.
It's very suitable for our system in terms of carrying out tests on our transformers, especially the previous ones we are using, like CPC 100, is not as fast as this Tesrano 600. So one of the advantage of this facility, it can carry out more than 60% of the time. The time it will take is 60% higher. So that means it will save our time in terms of carrying out maintenance or carrying out any test on the transformer.
The field staff members at TCN can utilize the device to diagnose issues with control panels and other equipment at transmission substations for easy and faster fault clearance.
Because you need to know how to connect. Okay, so here what is our main idea is to do a tap rise and tap low automatically. Rise and low automatically.
The power circuit spoke with some of the trainees during the practical session at the 132 33 kV Apo transmission substation in Abuja. Wale Oyeniyi came from the Akure Work Center in Ondo State to participate in the training.
Testrano 600 test equipment is for transformer test. It's for transformer test, which can test, we can also carry out like insulation resistance, welding resistance, so circuits, demagnetization, data, and so on and so forth.
Madiali Festus came from the ULE transmission substation for the training, and he has this to say about the training.
It will reduce the downtime in testing of our power transformers. The SLA that we are always afraid of will be minimized in 60%, being that it takes out the 60% of the time we use in testing if it is to be done manually. This equipment is designed to test the power transformer at a stand using the apps. You click at one click, it will give you all the test results you needed to analyze the transformer, and you print out the test result with ease.
More participants spoke about the timely intervention and introduction of the transformer testing equipment, as they are hopeful that it will help in reducing downtime due to early detection and prompt fixing of power transformer issues at transmission substations nationwide.
We welcome you to the interview segment of the Power Circuit, and with us today is the market operator at the Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN, Mr. Ali Bukar Ahmed. In this session, Mr. Ahmed is glad to take us through the role of the market operator and how TCN has transformed it in Nigeria towards improving the efficiency of the electricity market. Please stay with us. What is the role of the TCN market operator, EMO?
The roles and responsibilities of the market operator are enshrined in the market rules. Section 1, Section 10.1 and Section 10.2. The first of them all is actually to guarantee an efficient, transparent and non-discriminatory market administration to all participants. And others are to make sure that all the 5 principles of electricity market are obtained in Nigerian electricity market. That is legality. Legality in the sense that Nigerian electricity market, is not a tomato market. So whoever is coming in may be legally taking part in the electricity market. He must have license to participate, and he must sign market participation agreement with a market operator. Then non-discrimination. The market operator or any other person, service provider, must not discriminate against any participant in the electricity market. The third is equality. Every participant in Nigerian electricity market must be treated equally. The fourth is transparency principle. Transparency means every action of the market operator or any regulator or any service provider must be 100% transparent. And we actually execute that provision of the market rules through providing information in the website of the market operator. And we also organize stakeholder forums to actually convey the activities of the market operator, and you can always write to find out any information as a market participant from the market operator.
What is the basis for enforcing the market rule by the EMO to promote an efficient electricity market?
Yeah, there are rules and procedures. First and foremost, the market operator must implement the provisions of the market rules together with the provisions of the grid code. If you check section 10.2.16, you have to do them concurrently. So if the matter at hand is technical, the provision of the grid code prevails. If it is commercial, then the provision of the market rule prevails. This provision of concurrency and then togetherness and the supplementary nature of the grid code and the market rules are provided for in 1.5 of the market rules, and then in 2.7.6 of the grid code. They all employ their users to complement and supplement the two at the same time. And we do communicate to the regulator on KPIs, the key performance indices that we have every month. And then we also conduct the audit of the market activities and the performance of market activities, and we send that every quarter to the Commission.
How does the current service level agreement improve the performance of the market participants?
Service level agreement was deployed maybe 3-4 years ago to actually improve the performance of both transmission, TSP, and then distribution companies. I would say it has done very little. There is improvement, but we have a lot of liquidated damages. Liquidated damages means some of them or most of them are not serious. Because if you are serious, if you are true to your obligation, you always take your obligation seriously. You take your partner's rights seriously, then we wouldn't have been having these high liquidated damages. If you sign an agreement, Party A and Party B, you sit down and say, okay, these are my rights. If you don't fulfill them, then you are going to pay me X. So if truly we are off to our obligation, I don't think we would be having a lot of liquidated damages, making balances. Okay, you do not fulfill your obligation here, you have to pay me 2 billion. You do not fulfill here, you have to pay me 3 million. So in that aspect, we have done just a little. But in terms of, I don't know, improvement in downtime, yes, there is improvement in downtime. Then there is improvement in reliabilities and that maintenance. So it's nothing to write home about, but yes, significantly it has improved.
This is what the market operator, simply put, MO, does. But you will get to hear more about its activities in the concluding part of the interview in the subsequent edition of the Power Circuit. Here are the headlines again. Power Minister charges ICRC to prioritize financial and technical capabilities of investors. Communication officials receive training on technical aspects of power sector operations. TCN trains 30 engineers on power transformer testing equipment in Abuja. In the interview segment, we featured the market operator, Mr. Ali Bukar Ahmed, who explained the role of the body and how it administers the electricity market in Nigeria to ensure that participants trade electricity strictly in line with the market rule. We will be bringing to you the concluding part of the interview in the subsequent edition of the Power Circuit. Please continue to do your best in guarding against vandalism of power transmission lines, towers and substations in your locality. The management of TCN is working round the clock to always improve on bulk power evacuation for national development. Keep a date with us next week. I am Amara Agugisi. Thank you.